Exhale, graze the ground. Up, inhale. Graze the ground, exhale. Inhale, reach it high, big breath in. Exhale, graze the ground, last time on this side. This is it. Come up, reach up, look up, breathe it in. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower slow, just that left side to go. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, hips high, this is it. Inhale, left leg. Knee to nose, push it out. Reach it high. Sweep it all the way through, this is it. Breathe with me here. Come up and reach up, crescent pose, Anjaneyasana. Feet stay planted, exhale, graze the ground with your fingertips, heart stays lifted. Good, use your breath, use your core. Inhale, come up, reach up. Exhale, come down, graze the ground. Reach it high, big breath in here. Graze the ground, exhale, we're doing awesome. Inhale, bring it high. Exhale, graze the ground. This is it, last big, beautiful breath. Fingertips stretch to the heavens. Exhale, take it down, step back, lower slow, elbows stay tucked. Awesome job, everybody. Inhale, upward facing dog, big breath in here. Exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Whoo! Slow your breath down here. That same very calming breath that we began with, probably coming up on 30 minutes ago at this point. Very, very alive. And if you need to drop to your knees to take a break, again, you can do that. Right? We shouldn't struggle, we shouldn't strain. And we shouldn't let our ego rule this. I know so many of us are just so go, 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 go in our lives that we bring that into our yoga practice when this should actually be a haven away from that. And I always say, this is the place where we should just let the go, 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 go. Let it go. Right? You don't need to push yourself. You do want to feel some sensation, but you don't need to push yourself and struggle or strain. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, all right. Inhale, right leg high to the sky once again. Knee to nose, tiger pose. Reach it high, big breath in. Sweep it all the way through to your hands. Now rise up, crescent pose, Anjaneyasana. Inhale. And this time, exhale, interlace fingers behind your back. Take a couple breaths and really begin to squeeze your shoulder blades. Take your torso back. Allow your heart to shine to the heavens here. Head drops back a little bit. Shoulder blades are squeezing, so that'll help to lift your heart a little bit more. Good. Take a couple breaths here. And I always say this in heart openers. If this is uncomfortable for you, good. Right? It's January 1st. We're creating space for new things that serve us within our lives. And a lot of times we hold on to a lot of this emotional stuff that happens in our lives, and we hold on to it in our heart center. And so when you do these heart openers, it feels very, very uncomfortable, right? This stuff is just starting to being shaken loose. It's starting to bubble to the surface. And we got to stay here. We got to breathe our way through it to let it go. Let it go. We're here for 5. To balancing here with those fingers interlaced. And 4, how graceful, if at all, can we make this next transition, huh? Last 3. Let's give it a try here, 2. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, launch it up for our airplane with the fingers interlaced. So if we can, and you can modify however you need to, of course, try to bring your hands, head, and left heel in one line. Now start out with your foundation here, which is your right leg. Heel presses down into the ground. So right heel pressing down, right quadriceps squeezing, level out your hips, bring your left hip down. That's gonna be an internal rotation of your left thigh. Good, now slower than we wanna move here. Let's come to toppling tree. Bring your torso down a little bit more, but you gotta counterbalance that by bringing your left leg high. Good. Balancing postures are just like life. Too much of anything is really never good for us. Like even drinking too much water is not good for us. So here, too much leaning forward is going to have you falling forward. Too much with your leg coming back is going to have you falling backwards, but the perfect amount of each will have you in a beautiful balanced expression of this asana. Take one more great big inhale here. Let's release hands to the ground for standing splits on the exhale. Good. Now try to stay active in your right leg. If you need to take a break, you take a break. But keep in mind, if you soften the right leg here, that's your foundation. So it becomes harder to balance if you have a soft foundation. I mean, think about it. Anything with a soft foundation doesn't usually last long. If your house had a very soft foundation on it, you might not have a house right now. So right heel pressing down, left toe stretching high. Let's take one big, beautiful breath in here. Come back to our low lunge on the exhale. Good, and sweep your hands high. Come back to Anjaneyasana, crescent pose. Good, once you're stable and you're sturdy, exhale, hands to heart center, rotate to your right. Left elbow comes to the outside of your right knee. Good. So you might need to adjust a little bit to find that stability, but whatever you have to do, try to find it. And then from here, try to start with your thumbs at heart center. If they're way up by your shoulder, try to pick your torso up so that they find your heart. And then just work with it here. Work with your breath, work with the asana. Once you're stable and you're immersed within your breath, if you want to separate your hands, you can separate. Take a bind, or if you want to go somewhere else, and I'm not saying, you're more than welcome to do that. Breathe with me here. How about, we've already been here for a few breaths, how about 3 more breaths? Getting length here on the inhale, and then using that leverage to twist, to wring out, to detoxify on the exhale. Last 2 breaths, this is it, I promise. Inhale, get length. Twist open, a little bit more. We got 1 more breath, then pyramid pose, a full breath. Get longer on the inhale. Twist open, little bit more. Exhale, release. Beautiful pyramid pose. Your front right leg straightens, and step your back foot in a little bit to shorten your stance, find some stability, and square your hips up. So left hip forward, right hip back. Good. Look up, lengthen through your spine on the inhale, and then fold down deep. Get into that hamstring. It just works really hard for you. I always say, find the middle road here. You don't want too much. You don't want too little. Just the perfect amount. I'll tell you what, see if you can stretch to that perfect point to where if your hamstring could speak to you right now, it'd be saying, ha ha ha, woo! Thank you so much for just taking some time to really take care of me. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take 1 more. Great big inhale here. Fold a little bit deeper on the exhale. All right, we're going to windmill up, leading with your left hand. Inhale, windmill us all the way open. Lengthen your stance. And let's sink down into Warrior 2 now. Our right heel is in line with the left arch of our foot, right down the center of our mat. Take a look at your back foot, your left foot right away, and bring your left heel pressing away from you. So your left toes are going to come forward slightly. It's just a small angle, but just a little bit. Give it a try. Good. Right knee stacked, right thigh parallel. We want our tailbone tucked slightly. Right leg is active, left leg is equally active. Waist up, lifting, extending, fingertip to fingertip. Inhale, sink a little bit deeper on the exhale. We got 5 more breaths here. So let's flow with our arms. Now on the inhale, bring your hands in this breath into our heart center. Hands come into heart. Exhale, send it out. Now close your eyes and visualize this. Inhale, bringing this prana, this life force into our heart, illuminating our heart. Exhale, send it. 3 more. Inhale, bring it in deep. Breathe it in deep. Exhale, send it out. Last 2, bringing in this energy of light and love. Exhale, we send it out. It'll come back to you tenfold, I promise. Last 1. Inhale, bring it in. Breathe it in. Exhale, send it out. Breathe it out. Take 1 big breath in here. Extend side angle pose on your exhale. So press through this back leg. Good. Modification, as you can see with Whitney, is forearm to thigh. But you can take your full expression or modify it, whatever you need to do here. Body should be narrow. So if you are bringing your hand to the ground, we're not forcing it. Hopefully we're not forcing anything in this practice, because I really